Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me on my live stream. And we are going to be just going over some of the things that have been going on this week in my production schedule, as well as things that are going on I'm working on for the next week or so. But before we get started, I just want to recognize this today's sponsor, which I'll bring them up here, is aura.com. And for those of you who've been watching a lot of my videos recently, you've seen them tagged as sponsored by aura.com. And for those of you who don't know, because I try to keep the plug segments fairly short in my videos so to get into the content, but aura.com is an online security services company. And you may be familiar with VPNs, virtual private networks, to keep your browsing secure. NordVPN, I think, is one of the most popular ones. And there are other services that you may use to protect yourself online with fraud alerts and spam blockers. Things like Incogni, which helps get your identity off of the dark web, as well as fraud alert services like LifeLock. Now, Aura has all of those things, and they're wrapped up into one service with one fee. In fact, I did some price shopping, and Aura, for the price of just a VPN, you're getting a VPN plus all of these services through Aura: a fraud alert service, credit monitoring, spam blockers, $1 million in identity theft insurance. That's important because it's so easy to steal people's identity online. And there are these companies called data brokers that trade in your information. In fact, I've gotten yet another email notification from some other service that I use. Everybody practically buys things online or wherever. They're just notifying me that they have a suspected data breach, and my data may or may not be have been revealed in that hack or data breach. I get these notifications practically, it seems like every week, from some other company, and there have been some huge ones around the country with big companies like AT&T and a lot of health agencies. In fact, Experian, which is one of the three large credit monitoring companies that all the credit card companies use, they even got breached a few years ago. So practically a quarter of the population of the United States had their data potentially stolen or at least revealed. And so because of those data breaches, your information is flying around in the web. And there are legit companies out there that just trade in your information. They're called data brokers. And there are hundreds of them out there. They have your name, your date of birth, partial social security number. So that's how a lot of of um, criminals out there spoof your identity. And they call your credit card company and claim that you've lost your hi, I've lost my credit card, this is my information, it's my name, my date of birth, or whatever. And then or they anyway, all this information is out there, and you can try to get it off of these data brokers. You'd have to Google them, log in, create an account, and request to have your information removed. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can use Aura, because you could set it up just once, and they have an automated system that actually gets rid, that tracks and sees if your information is on these data broker companies, and requests to have it removed. You can do that automatically. And here's the kicker: you can do that for free, because I'm giving you a free link to try them out for free for 14 days. You'll see that on there at the bottom, the sponsored aura.com/moondog. And I will put up a link here for you. Use this link, and you can get a 14-day free trial. And those services, all the services that I mentioned, you could try them out for 14 days. It's like having a free account for 14 days. You try them out, and I bet you'll be surprised. You'll be, frankly, probably shocked at the amount of information that is your information that's available online, and it's being bought and sold willy-nilly on the web. So yeah, it's good to be able to get that off, and it's worth it to sign up for this free trial and get all your information off, because it takes a little bit of time, like 72 hours or whatever, but you have a 14-day free trial. So use that link and help support this channel. And if I get enough subscribers through that link, who actually like the service like I do, and decide to become subscribers, if I get enough, if I can show them that I have enough pull through my channels, through my socials and whatnot, I'm sure I can probably talk them into maybe off sponsoring a couple of prizes, maybe in some future live streams where I can give away memberships or whatever. But it's sort of a catch 22, or it's kind of a bit of a um, chicken or the horse, chicken or the egg. It's the cart before the horse kind of thing, where if I would have pull if I got people to actually subscribe or at least try out. I don't even have to get people to subscribe. I just need to get people to try out the link just to show that I have enough pull that therefore they will, I could ask for stuff from them, and that's oftentimes that's how I get things sent to me to review, is because I have X number of subscribers. In fact, a lot of companies won't even talk to you unless you have a minimum number of subscribers. So that's another thing. If you're not already subscribed to my channel on YouTube or Rumble or what have you, whatever you're watching this on, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. They don't charge you to be a subscriber to my channel. So the more subscribers I have, the more likely these companies will listen to me, and they have their own promotion budgets and they're willing to give out stuff, you know, discount codes, coupon codes, or whatever. But they're only willing to do it to influencers who have influence, and the only way you can show influence is as the point is subscribers. So anyway, that's the reason why I want to encourage you to try them out. They're a great service, by the way. I use them and I trust them, so you should try them out. And hey, I just wanted to say hello to the folks who've jumped on to the stream early. I appreciate that. And we're going to get started. Let's talk about some of the stuff that's going on this week in Moondog. So for those of you who don't know, I have 3 channels now. My main channel is Moondog 2A, where I post up all of my 2A gun, pew pew, shooting sports stuff. And that's the oldest channel I have. I started that during COVID because, like a lot of you, I didn't have a lot of stuff to do. So I would go to the range and I started filming stuff. So that's my biggest channel. It's got my most subscribers. But I also have 2 other channels. I've got Moondog Reviews, where I've spun off that to cover the reviews on things that aren't gun related or pew pew related. Thank you very much there, Mark Thomas. Non-pew pew related stuff is in Moondog Reviews. So I got gadgets, geeky stuff I put on there, as well as some things that kind of cross over, like spotting scopes and binoculars. Yeah, there's certainly a market for that, for sure. That's the reason I was interested in. There's a market for that in the 2A community, but also for people who aren't necessarily avid shooters out there, whether you're birders or you need binoculars to go see sporting events. There's general use stuff. So you've got Moondog Reviews and also my new 3rd channel, which I've been heavily promoting. And for those of you who don't know, there's a contest on for that, is Moondog Go, which is my new travel channel. And that covers practically everything else, because to get to any of these things that I review or do the testing and stuff, I travel. And I happen to live in San Francisco, and that is one of the big travel destinations that people love to go visit, despite the dysfunctional city and the crime and what have you, the petty crime. But still, it's a beautiful city. There's a lot of picturesque stuff around the Bay Area. So yeah, it is a big tourist destination. So I post up videos on my Moondog Go channel. So for that specifically, if you guys are watching this on Moondog Go, be sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get started. So this last week, I posted up a review, a video called Hammer Time, and I shot Hasbro, which is another pew tuber friend of mine that I met through the Guns, Beer, and Therapy live stream every Saturday. So be sure to tune into that. But Hasbro set up a set of challenge targets that you can download from his website, and for various calibers. And I shot the 22 caliber one from 50 yards, and my score was not great. It is what it is, but I did a video just showing my process of shooting it, and so I posted that on my 2A channel. And I also posted a video of me competing in a falling plates match, and if you don't know what those are, you've probably seen them. Steel plates that you shoot, and by hitting it, you knock them down, just like going to the state fair from back in the day. Some of them still allow you to shoot at the shooting range, and you can win stuff. But in this case, we're shooting 8-inch steel plates starting at 25 yards, and every round we move back another 5 yards. So went to 25, 30, 35, 40 yards, and we're shooting at 6 steel plates, and you have a limited amount of time. At 25 yards, we got 6 seconds, and every subsequent round, we got an additional second. So you could see me competing in this, and did really well up until the very last round, but I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it. Go check it out on Moondog 2A. I do really well, and I used a Discovery Optics EDAR LPVO, which I also reviewed recently, and I used that in the match. And I learned the hard way that if you're doing really well at a match with your gear, don't futz around with your gear. If you're doing fine, don't mess around with it. If you're having a problem, then yeah, make an adjustment, make a change, because continuing on with the same course when you're having a problem is not a wise idea. But any case, go check out that video. Now on my other channels, I posted a review video of an LED replacement headlamp for my car, and I was trying it out. And I don't know, what do you guys think of LEDs? But a lot of new cars, of course, come with LEDs. They're much more efficient in terms of current draw. They last longer than incandescent lights. And the reason why I was trying these out was because I was looking for a replacement bulb. My bulb on my 2019 Kia went off. And I purchased a set of bulbs for them straight off because but I also saw these LED bulbs, so I thought I would try them out, and they did work in terms of they're super easy to install because they're exact same size as my factory bulbs. But the problem was that my computer system on my car registered faulty headlamps even with those on. So something about the current draw wasn't jibing with its diagnostics. So I couldn't drive with a little flashing light saying my headlights are faulty. So I ended up not using them, but they did work and they were brighter. But I come to realize I really don't like driving with LED bulbs as much as incandescent bulbs. It may be just me, but I actually prefer the warmer light, and not just from the receiving standpoint, because I really hate it when you got these really bright LED lights and you're driving on the highway and they're really much more blinding because they're brighter. But also from a driver's standpoint, I don't know, just something about the reflective lights when it's a little warmer or even more yellowy. I kind of think I feel like I could see farther for whatever reason. It's less contrasty. I'm not sure if I don't know if that's true, but that's my perception of it. I don't know. What do you guys, if you guys prefer LED, the sort of real white light LED, or do you guys in the chat there, do you guys prefer the more traditional yellow light, warm yellow light? I guess it's kind of a personal preference thing. I don't know. Anyway, so that was the review video I posted on that. And I just posted today a video that actually relates to 2 live streams ago, where I was mentioning that some of my videos have been getting these really weird comments that I'm 99.9% sure they're bots, because I've been getting like a half dozen of these similar comments. They're just posting up street names or city names or something as the comments, and they're all from different people. And most of the accounts have no real profile. They're YouTube accounts, but they're not, they don't have any postings or they're not real channels. And I think they're just trying to validate these bots, make them seem like they're real people, so that later on, whoever is running these bot farms can use them to either influence people. It is an election year and elections are coming up in 2 weeks or whatever, or maybe they're a Trojan horse thing. But anyway, I go into that because I mentioned it in the live stream like 2 weeks ago, but I made a video about that. And so I posted that video this week. All right. So I think um, let me just post up some of the comments back. So Chris says he like you like white light for sure. Okay, fair enough. And let's see. Jose says I have bad eyes like LED lights. I can see potholes better with. So you like LED lights because you can see the potholes better. I can see that. You know, more contrast means that you can see the dark holes. Yeah, fair. And Mark says he put LED lights in his old '94 Jeep. Yes, it requires a little more wiring relays to make them work. Yeah, when I first got I tried LED lights with my previous SUV a few years ago, and those lights required extra wiring, ballast. They call it. I'm not sure what exactly ballast is. I don't know if it's some sort of transformer to change the voltage or amperage or whatever of your 12-volt battery current in your car into something that LEDs like more. I'm not sure. Um, I will not claim to know enough about electrical engineering to tell you. But anyway, most of the LEDs that came out a few years ago, it required a little ballast box, and that required drilling a hole into the back of the housing of my previous car. So I didn't end up doing that just because I didn't want to deal with all that extra customization. And also there were extra wiring for fans to cool off the LED. But these new ones that I did a video of, they've managed to miniaturize stuff a lot in the last couple of years, where everything is all fits into the base of that, and the base is roughly the same size as the analog the halogen bulbs. So there wasn't any modification of my housing or the back of my housing to deal with. So yeah, I liked these MIA is the name of the company that made the bulbs, or at least sold the bulbs on Amazon where I got them. They did a good job of making them work with these little tiny LED housing things. But so yeah, it's kind of a shame that I couldn't get it to work for me. All right, let me just do a quick further call out to the folks who've joined. Will, Jacob, got Chris. We've already called out Jose, Mark. Hey, Bullets for Bucks. Good to join. That you joined me. There is another great YouTuber out there. Bullets for Bucks. Check out his channel. He reviews tons of stuff on everything. He is a machine. I mean, I've been putting out a lot of stuff on a weekly basis this last couple of weeks, but he is a machine, and he puts up great shooting content. Luckily, he lives in a free state. I forget now. I'm sorry if I miss geolocating you. I believe you're in Wyoming. Beautiful country where he lives. He gets to shoot and hunt. Amazing stuff. Anyway, we got Mark Thomas, great leather worker there. And we got DJ Play Nice. Thanks for joining us. Yes. Okay. So I did get it right. Bullets for Bucks said, yes, it is Wyoming. And one of these days I got to come up and see you, because your videos of you trying out different rifles where you live, they look amazing. And where you're at, I really envy you in the areas you get to shoot in. I unfortunately live in the People's Republic of California, and everybody knows the issues that come about with the politics here. Beautiful country here too. I would love to be able to go out. There is BLM land here, Bureau of Land Management land, that I could shoot at, and it is quite beautiful out in the Sierras. For sure, but it is, from where I am, it's like a 3-4 hour drive with more like 4 or 5 hour with traffic. So it's not, I'm not going to be able to go there every weekend, unfortunately. So anyway, long story short. All right, let's continue on here. My other content I've got this week on my Moondog Go channel, hopefully you're watching this on that, is I just announced the October contest, which is Discovery Optics. They're letting me give away a set of their new 70, 75, and 60, 61 scope mounts and scope rings. And they are pretty darn primo, surprisingly well built and constructed and designed for what I would used to consider paying for, value tier kind of stuff. I wouldn't call it budget, because it's not like under $20 or anything like that, but these are under $100. I think they're under $60 actually. But the features on this, I've only seen on like really more premium scope mounts that are well over 150, approaching $200. So yeah, they do a really and I won't belabor this because I actually am working on a video review of these mounts, but suffice to say, I am giving a set of these away, or at least I'm being allowed to give away a set of these at the end of the month. So if you haven't already, and I'm going to put the banner link for you right now, go check out my contest page at moondogindustries.com/contest. And you can enter the contest to win a set of these, and you get your choice. You can pick 30, 34 millimeter scope rings or scope mounts. It's up to you. All right, we got William Hall and Bamadad have joined us. So thanks for joining us tonight. And for everybody else, for everybody who's joined so far, let me just put up here on a banner here what some of you know that I'm going to be giving away a prize later in the broadcast. But here is the live chat hashtag to put up. So type it in now, hashtag AirsoftCon, and I'll explain to you what that means in a minute. But that's the hashtag, and you could win a prize package, which I'll go into in a second. But let me just finish up I finished up what I was working on this week. On Moondog Go, I also posted up a series of interviews with the competitors at a bench rest shooting match that I attended a few weeks ago in Sacramento. They were shooting 1,000 yards. And I also I'm posting these every week on my 2A channel. So there's a little bit of crossover there because I traveled, and it was beautiful country, by the way. So I did a travel montage video for my Moondog Go channel, but I also posted this week all of the interview videos. So, and in a sense, if you're a subscriber to Moondog Go and look at the shorts, you'll get to see a preview, or at least you get to see an early release of these interview videos, which will also be released on my 2A channel, but later. So some of them already been out, but you'll get this week. I released all of the interview videos that I filmed out there. All right. And as I was mentioning, Airsoft Con, this is something I did not work on this week. And unfortunately, I was hoping to work on this week, is a buddy of mine, evic.com, which, if for those of you who don't know, is the largest airsoft retail in the country. But they're not just airsoft, and hopefully all of you know what airsoft is. But they're also one of the largest tactical gear retailers in the country, because all airsofters, we're LARPers. We like to get realistic gear. Well, they sell that realistic gear, from big brands. I actually got my Vortex scope from evic.com, my Vortex Diamondback Tactical. And I also got a Primary Arms SLX LPVO. And these are the legit ones. These aren't like airsoft copies. These are the legit stuff. And I also got my GoPro camera back in the day from them as well. So big tactical gear retailer. And oddly enough, they also are becoming one of the largest blue water fishing gear retailers in the country. Yeah, weird connection, but it's because the founder of evic.com, my buddy Evic, is a avid deep water fisherman. So that's why they also have this section of the store on the second floor that just sells deep water fishing stuff, because that's what he does on the weekends and as his hobby. So they're having a big expo at their store, the big retail store in Alhambra, which I've gone and visited a couple of times, and I'm going to be posting a video of that on my Moondog Go channel. But it is a huge. It's like a Walmart-sized superstore of airsoft and tactical gear, and they're having their big expo this weekend on Saturday. Unfortunately, it's also conflicts with my son's festival, Harvard's festival at the school. So I've already volunteered for that, or have been voluntold, because I'm a parent and we have to volunteer at the school, which I love the school, by the way. I'm happy to volunteer for them. And I also volunteered to be the head of the yearbook committee. So therefore I have to be there to take all the photos and stuff. But also I'm a member of the Knights of Columbus, and we're volunteering to run the beer garden barbecue. So yeah, long story short, I won't be able to go down to Airsoft Con this Saturday, but if you're down in Southern California or planning to be in Southern California this weekend, go check them out. It's going to be a crazy weekend, and it's free to enter the Airsoft Con. You just have to register for tickets on their website. So definitely do that. But that's the thing. I wanted just to announce the prize before I get into the next segment for this. But for Airsoft Con, in honor of Airsoft Con, I'm giving away the prize today. Well, for those of you who are into Airsoft, I'm giving away 3 Airsoft Con t-shirts, and I'm giving away a set of, these are South Park styled patches of the EVIX marketing crew. So they're social streaming crew. These are all of them done as South Park characters, and these are Velcro patches, and these were given out at SHOT Show this year. So these are also limited editions. So you'll get these along with the Airsoft Con t-shirts. And for those of you who are not into Airsoft, believe me, if you know any especially teenage boys who are into Airsoft, they'll love this stuff. Yeah. So yeah. You can give that to them if you don't want to keep it yourself. But for those of you who are not into Airsoft, I got something for you. I've got this Geisley. This is the badge holder that they gave out at SHOT Show this year. But it is also basically a nice little travel admin pouch, because you've got this lanyard, you can put it around your neck, and this is great for traveling with, because it's got a clear pouch on the front, so you can put in your ID or passport, so that when you go through security, you can just have this around your neck and display it, and you just tuck it in under your shirt when you're traveling. You can keep your money in there and just keep your valuables tucked in securely next to you. It's got extra pocket in the back, you can stick a pen in there, and also it has a second pouch inside. So you have your clear pouch in the front, and you can even use this to protect your phone. You can put your phone in there, and you can touch it on the front, and it's got a second waterproof pouch on the inside. So if there's anything you need to leave dry, not totally waterproof, I shouldn't say, water resistant pouch. It is plastic on either side, but it is water resistant. It's not waterproof, but you can keep stuff splash proof, rain proof inside of there. And this is a great little admin travel pouch. So yeah, you get this along with the Airsoft stuff. So I'll be pulling the winner for that live contest later. So make sure you get your live chat hashtag in. All right, let's go and make sure that I didn't miss anything in the comments section. Let's see, we got Will says, this is a stoic laid back this is a stoic laid back channel. I appreciate that. And do I have a promo code from EVIC for this? Unfortunately, I don't, but because they haven't been, they've been swamped with details for it. But no, I don't have any discount codes for EVIC. But if you go to their website right now, I'm sure they're running a promotion for Airsoft Con. And yeah, well, I wouldn't necessarily get the primary arms or Night Force optics from Temu either. But surprisingly, I've seen, I am on Temu because I get some stuff and I did some reviews on Temu products. But yeah, definitely, I did try it just to see. I bought an optic that claimed to be a SIG Tango, and no, it was not. It was certainly an Airsoft counterfeit of that. So thankfully Temu has a return policy, so I set that sucker right back. But I was just curious to see if what quality of stuff you get, but it was certainly a counterfeit. So I didn't do a review of that because YouTube gets kind of weird about showing videos of counterfeits, and even though you're saying that this is a counterfeit and we're just trying to see what the counterfeit is like, but anyway, but yeah, don't get your optics from Temu, please. Yeah. All right. And let's see here. Yeah, EVIC helps sponsor events like around the country, as along with the event that I put on every year that Mark Thomas was involved with in the last 2 years, and they've been great. EVIC I've been working with evic for years, and they're a wonderful company, great bunch of folks. I got a chance to meet and talk with them, just really down to earth folks who work over at evic. All right, so we've got Eric who's joined us. Great. And let's moving on. We've got thumbnail this. This is a new segment that I wanted to introduce you folks. I'm working on some new videos that are coming up, so I wanted to actually get some ideas off of you guys on the chat here. I'm going to show you. You guys are probably familiar with this on social, where you've had friends post up stuff and they'll ask you to caption this, right? Well, I'm going to ask you to caption or give me a headline for some of the new videos that I'm putting out. So this one is for a new Feyachi tactical vest that is a magnetic quick release vest. And it's actually it actually works. It's kind of weird and cool at the same time. It's a lightweight, mid-tier kind of vest. It's not super cheap, but it's certainly not a professional grade vest. It certainly works as a real plate carrier, though. I gave it to a buddy of mine who put his plates in there and tried it out doing drills for a week, and he said it's a functional vest. It's a functional plate carrier, and he gave me some input about it, and I filmed part of that. So thank you to Mark who helped me out with this. But this is going to be one of the thumbnails. So what's a thumbnail that you think that would go with this in terms of I mean, what's a caption or a headline that you would put for the Feyachi? I believe it's the Feyachi magnetic quick release vest. And yes, I could put Feyachi magnetic quick release vest as the headline on there, but maybe is there a better headline to put on there? So the deal with the vest is it's got this little release panel on the front, and if you pinch the front, all of the buckles release at the same time. So it really is a quick release. It's the fastest quick release vest I've seen and he's seen in terms of the mechanism. And there's some other, I forget if it's London Bridge or somebody else makes a vest that plate carrier that can be disassembled in terms of the cummerbund with some pull cords, kind of like a diving BC vest, but this one is just pops right off and it stays secure. That's the more critical thing, right? So once you got the buckles on, yeah, I couldn't pull the thing apart. You could try twisting it. It's not like just straight on heavy rare earth magnet kind of things that hold it together. It actually is a physical buckle, and the magnet are connected with cables to that quick release. So I think it moves, the magnets move the locking mechanism inside, and that makes it quick release. So it works. So dude, check this out. Yeah, that could be a headline, sure. And Eric says, Mall Cop Tactical. Yeah, I could see that as a headline. Stripper endorsed. Okay. All right. So, all right, I'm going to I'll try one of those out, and I'll put a poll and see which one works, and I will put whichever gets voted on the most as one of the options. Oh, one of the things that YouTube recently did was allow you to put up multiple thumbnails and test them out and see which one pulls the most new viewers. So click for a quick release. There we go. Pretty straightforward, and with a little bit of a double entendre, maybe on that. But so YouTube's got this new feature where it lets you do sort of A/B or ABC testing, and that means that it will randomly show different people who are searching on their YouTube feeds one of 3 or 2 options for a thumbnail. And whichever thumbnail gets the most click-throughs is the one that they'll tell you that you should run with. So actually, that's the reason why I wanted to do this segment, because I'm looking for a third option for these new videos. All right, so let's move on to the next thumbnail. And this one is for the Claris E5. And if I haven't mentioned this before, these are really cool, super razor thin EDC lights. They're clip-on EDC lights, and they also, have a light on the end, so you can functions like a normal EDC. But these are intended to be clip-on, and because the main lights on the side. So these are the Claris E5s, and they come in a range of colors. So, kind of more of a fashion accessory kind of thing. So, what do you think could be a good headline for this? When small is better. All right, like that. Got anybody else got one? I can certainly put E5 or a fashion statement EDC. I mean, those are kind of straight ahead kind of headlines. But here's another one from Bullets for Bucks. I like it small. All right. Anybody else got one out there? If not, we'll move on. I like either of those. I'll put that up as an option. I know this is not a headline, I don't believe. Or maybe it is. Claire's Excellence Find Your Way. So is the first part the headline and the second part a comment? Will, let me know. All right, here's another one from Bob, Mr. Bob. When you want to look good, even in the dark. That's good. And Eric's got one. Oh, sorry. I clicked on the wrong one. The David versus Goliath of flashlights. But kind of you need to see the Goliath though, right? In comparison. And Ron Wayne's over there. Hello, Ron Wayne. This is not a headline, but yes. Hello, Ron Wayne. How are you? Okay. So let's move on to the next thumbnail. And this one is for the new Olight Arcfeld Ultra. Okay, so they just came out with the Pro just a few months ago, and I reviewed this, but now they've come out with one that's even brighter, which is the Ultra, and not that much brighter. It's only like 100 lumens brighter, but now they've got the Ultra. I don't know why they didn't just call it like the Pro 2 or something, but they had to call it the Ultra. So this is a new light that I'm reviewing. So this is going to be the thumbnail for it. What would you say? Because it's kind of funny. Like, what are they going to do when they do in the next? What is the next superlative beyond ultra? Like super ultra? I don't know. Let's say. Well, I'm trying to remember what is some of the headlines. Is it more pro? I don't know. Better than pro. Devil plus ultra. Yes. Max is greater than ultra. Is it? Is it now? But I guess you could. Oh, okay. This is better. Pose it as a question. I like that. All right. If nobody else has one, I'll move on to the last thumbnail. Okay. So, one other one before we move on. Best EDC flashlight. That's kind of straightforward. It works. Now, this is the last one. It's for the contest, and as you saw there, the contest that I mentioned is for Discovery Optics, and it's going to be for the mounts. And I did a video that covers the details of the mounts and the rings. So this video is going to be coming out where I detail what's the difference between a 60-61 ring versus a 70-75 ring versus a 70-75 mount versus a 60-61 mount. And I go into that in this video. So what do you think would be a good headline for that, because the best I could come up with was, what's the difference? And I don't know. Is there a better headline um, for that? Let me know. And of course, there is a contest involved with this. So if you go to moondogindustries.com/contest, you could win one of these mounts or rings for yourself. All you have to do is subscribe to my new travel channel, Moondog Go. And if you're already subscribed, if you're on here and you're already a subscriber, you're already more than halfway there. All you have to do is take a screenshot and send it to me, and you can find a link to upload that at moondogindustries.com/contest. Or you could also send me a screenshot of your of my Twitter page, and if you hit follow, just send me a screenshot that says followed, and that counts as an entry as well. And there actually is a third bonus entry, by the way. You'll find details about the third bonus entry on my website page as well. But suffice it to say, my daughter is competing in a nationwide choir contest with high school choirs, and it's going to be in New York next year. And they're going to be performing at Carnegie Hall. So that's super cool. So I'm helping to fundraise for her to go and attend that competition next year. So that's the extra bonus. You don't have to donate at all to enter the contest, but if you do donate to her trip, I will grant you an additional entry into the contest for the Discovery Optics rings and mounts. So just want to let you know that. And thank you, Eric. All right, and let me get to some of the headlines. Lord of the Rings, like that. That works. Rings that will save the world. And so Will's got a question. True machine CNC precision for a lifetime of shooting without fault or fail. That is a way long headline. I don't know if I could fit that all in there. Do you think I could get that on there? Maybe just true machine CNC. I don't know if I could fit all that other stuff in there without making it really small type, but I could try. But again, I'll post up a couple of these and see if I can get some feedback. And the winning entry, the precious, yes, the winning entry. Well, I'll include the winning entry in the thumbnail ABC options in YouTube. That's straightforward. 775 versus 661. Do you guys even know what 7075 and 661 aluminum are? I didn't before I started this. I mean, I'd heard about them, but I never didn't know those were two different numbers. I just remembered that there were numbers associated with aluminum, and I didn't know that those were two different grades. I assumed that there were different grades of aluminum, but I didn't even know that any of the details about this until I started doing this review. So this was actually a very educational video for me. All right, so at this point, let's do the drawing, because we are getting to the last 15 minutes of the show here. So it's your last chance. Get your hashtags in. If you joined late, you get a chance to win this prize package, this Airsoft Con prize package. Get Airsoft Con t-shirts. You get the EVIC social media crew in South Park form, and you get this legit Geisley Atomics SHOT Show badge holder / admin pouch / travel pouch. And these are actually great travel pouches, by the way, especially if you've ever traveled to outside of the country. Having a secure travel pouch that you can keep your wallet and your money and your passport next to your body, definitely something worthwhile having. Also, if you're just going to go to the beach or whatever, these are great too, because you can just put in your phone or anything you don't want to get sand or potentially splashed with water. You can have this in there. And I don't know about you, I don't ever put stuff in my surf short pockets, because it just hits my knee, because my surf shorts are so dang long. I actually prefer having it on a neck pouch, and I do use the full-on waterproof one as well. But this one is actually, while not waterproof, I would not get in the water with this. It does keep splashes out of here, so this could work very well on the beach, or if you go with your kids to a water park. Not to jump into the water, obviously, but what I'm saying here is it'll keep stuff drier than in your the pocket of your pants. That's for sure. Okay, so here's a question that we got. Oh, and hey, welcome to 67 Rebel. Thank you for joining us today. Um, Question from Will here. Not sure what a thumbnail is in the digital world. The thumbnail is actually, I'm not sure where it comes from. I used it in the advertising design world, but it basically is any small photo. It's called a thumbnail, and it comes from the idea that it's a photo the size of your thumbnail. And in the case of, well, when you're looking through stuff with your phone, you're looking, it's the small little picture, the still picture, the title picture or the poster for the YouTube short or video. And you can upload a specific thumbnail picture for your video, and that's what I do. Some people don't, but it's the more professional thing to do. But most people don't have the time to design, a little image for that, and they'll just YouTube automatically posts a still image from the video if you don't post up your own little image. So that's what the thumbnail is. All right. So for those who got here late, be sure to put in your hashtag #AirsoftCon in the comments in the chat, and you'll be entered into the live drawing, which I'm going to do in a second here. So let me load this up. I've got the tool set. So this is cool. What I like about the StreamYard service that I'm using, and I want to thank American Hillbilly for letting me use his channel, his StreamYard channel for this live stream here. But StreamYard has this really cool tool that allows anybody who puts a specific hashtag to be picked. All right. So hopefully you'll see this here. We're going to do. All right. So that is the hashtag, and we have 5 entries. Only 5, because I know there's more folks out there. Are you sure nobody wants the at least the Geisley, the Geisley pouch? This is our last chance. So there we go. We got 6. Thank you, 67 Rebel. Okay, last call. Going. All right. Chris, congratulations. Hey, Chris, I know that I don't know if I have your contact info, but be sure to send me an email. And I think you pointed this out to me that the link wasn't working on my website. And for whatever reason, I don't know why YouTube's linking system on the bottom of the description page wasn't working. But if you, I'm going to post it up here in the chat section as well. But what I want you to do is send me your contact info and your mailing info for the prize. And I'm just going to post it here. Actually, you know what? I'll post both this at Moondog. Yes. moondogindustries.com/contact. Sure. Or you can also email me at moondogairsoft@gmail.com. Get me your ship to information, and I'll get this prize package out to you. And hopefully, it might even get to you before AirsoftCon, but we'll see. It all depends on the U.S. Postal Service. So hopefully, they can get that out to everybody. Out to you. All right. So as we're wrapping up this evening, I've got a couple of other additional things that I wanted to share with you guys. This segment I'm going to call browsing in real life. And I just wanted to share some of the things this week that I found interesting as I was browsing around the interwebs. And this one actually is very timely because this is a raffle that's being put on by Zero Delta. And they, for those of you who don't know, I'm not sure if they own US Optics or US Optics owns them or what the deal is. Perhaps one of you guys knows better, but Zero Delta is very Gucci rifles and pistols and accessories, very, very Gucci stuff. And they have gotten together with a bunch of other brands that they're associated with, and they're putting together a raffle, and they're donating the proceeds from that raffle to Hurricane Helene relief. So, and that's really affected a lot of communities in the South. I mean, entire towns, main streets have been swept away with the floods and the hurricane. So what's great about them is that they're donating the proceeds from the raffle. You just have to buy a raffle ticket, and they're like $20 on their website. And I actually bought a raffle ticket, so I'm just sharing this because I saw the notification for the raffle, but it ends today. So the deadline to buy the raffle tickets are today. So go to the website, and the prizes for this are really nice. Certainly stuff that I can't afford. So yeah, it'd be nice if I won that, but I'm giving you the opportunity to potentially win that. Enter the contest. Deadline is today. Go to Zero Delta. I'll include a link to them. Um, Actually, where is that? I think I've posted the winner. I mean, the link to my website that has all of that link information. But let me find the link here. Here we go, and I will post it to you guys. Go to my notes page, and you can find a link to Zero Delta. And of course, just Google zerodelta.com. And you'll find a link to their webpage, and their hurricane relief raffle is right on top of there. All right. And for those of you who didn't see this week, this is freaking amazing. I got to hand it to the folks over at SpaceX. The engineers there over in Texas did something just super cool and remarkable. If you didn't see this, they launched a Falcon Heavy rocket, and they tested the Starship. That they launched a Starship from it, and they brought the booster back and caught it with the launching crane that they called Mecha Godzilla, and they called it the chopsticks. They landed it on the frickin' crane. It was so freaking badass, just to watch it. And in fact, if you haven't seen it, it's everywhere on the web, for sure. And let me share, actually. Let me share a video that I got from on X's website. That was the actual landing. That was so crazy. And what you don't see in that particular angle is the rocket booster coming down, and it was coming down super, super fast because, there's nobody on it. So the people who were there at Boca Chica, Texas, was seeing this giant cylinder coming down at high speed, and just at the very last minute, they hit the retro rocket boosters on the bottom there, and it slowed it down just before coming up to the tower. And to one point, they, just because of the conditions of the speed, I mean, this thing is probably traveling supersonic speed. It caused a condensation ring around the booster rocket, or maybe it was because the booster rockets were just igniting, and it caused this big plume of white smoke. And that's the reason why at the beginning of that video you don't see it, because it was surrounded by this cloud of white steam or exhaust or whatever, and then the booster comes through that cloud. It was amazing, but you should see it from all the different angles. And this just reminds me that we're living in a we're living in sci-fi world now, kids. Yeah, this is, I'm still waiting for my hover car, by the way. Um, but yeah, we're living in a world where I thought was pure science fiction when I was growing up as a kid. I just can't even imagine. Maybe my kids will be able to go into space like I always dreamed that I would be able to, since I was born when we still had a space program that, was sending astronauts. I remember Space Lab, and I remember the space shuttle, but this really brings it that much closer to just us regular civilians going to space. I mean, I dreamed of being an astronaut when I was a little boy, but that's something that only special people got to be, right? This is that much closer for all of us to potentially go into space. Now, I don't know. Would you want to go into space? Would you be willing to risk it? If it's SpaceX, I would. If it's a Boeing rocket, probably not immediately. But yeah, SpaceX has been doing such a freaking awesome job. Yeah, you may love him or hate him. This love him or hate Elon Musk, but I have great respect for the folks that work for his company at SpaceX, because this thing was just badass. That's totally badass. All right. Now, as we wrap up, we just got a little bit of time, so I thought I would sneak in a little bit of vocabulary, folks. And this is a word that I was not familiar with, and it just came across as I was browsing the web this week. And that word is hypergamy. Hypergamy. Do you guys know what that means? Here, let me read it off for you here. Hypergamy is a term used in social science for the act or practice of a person dating or marrying a spouse of higher social status or sexual capital than themselves, and continuously attempting to replace that current partner with someone they deem superior. Now, certain people come to mind. What's her name? Markle, who married Prince. Well, our current vice president comes to mind. She was having an affair with the then mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, and before she got married herself. But that, I'm sure, played a big role. And she even, I think she admits it, or forget if he admits it or she admits it. I mean, that's what got her the position of district attorney in San Francisco, and then she parlayed that into attorney general of California, and then senator, and then now vice president and presidential candidate. But of course, also our other main candidate, the Donald, his second wife. Why am I blanking on her name now too? Do you guys remember his second wife? She was best friends with Ivanka and wormed her way into, basically stole Donald Trump from Ivanka Trump. It also starts with an M, I think. Do you guys remember her name? Anyway, so the hypergamy is just the social, that is a social sciences term for what is essentially what we call a gold digger. And this came up because I was watching the Modern Wisdom podcast with Chris Williamson, and it was with a interview with Jordan Peterson, and that word came up, and it was something that I'd never heard of. I'm familiar with the concept, obviously, but just never heard of that word hypergamy. So there you go. You can add that into your conversations this week and sound very educated, more educated than probably we deserve to be. Hypergamy. See if you can include that in your conversation. All right. And of course, listen to your Kanye. And before we end today's live stream, I'd like to share something that I call Lost in the Edit. And I want to share a bit of footage from the testing of that tactical vest. I let my buddy borrow it and I filmed him at the range. And at the range, he was practicing pistol malfunction drills. And I wanted to actually show you that, but then it occurred to me, and I for some of you who might have seen the thumbnail for this particular episode on my socials, the earlier thumbnail of it had him shooting the pistol. But then it occurred to me that, oh, I shouldn't use that because the AI in YouTube, you can't be holding weapons, you can't hold firearms on videos because they will automatically take it down. The AI may have thought that photo was somebody brandishing a weapon on a live stream. So that's the reason why I took that down. I can't show you that footage that I was planning to, but I can show you this. So those are the mags that he went through just before I started filming his commentary about the tactical vest. So yeah, that's a lot of ammo, but and it not quite as exciting as the footage that I shot of him doing the malfunction drills, but that is a piece of footage that was lost in the edit because I did not include that in the final cut of my tactical vest review. All right, folks. And oh, one final plug. For those of you who are in the San Francisco area next week, come out to the St. Anne Festival. That's where I'll be at. I'll be grilling with the Knights of Columbus over at the beer garden that we're having. So Saturday, come out for the beer garden. Friday night, we have a drive-in movie over at the school, and it is going to be the new movie If, which I believe is it's what is it? Who's in that? I think it's what's his name? Deadpool. He's the star of that movie. Should be cute, kids film. I don't know. But come out Friday, but come out Saturday because I'll definitely be there taking pictures if I'm not over at the grill. I'll be there in the morning for the morning shift at the grill. So yeah, join me for that. All right, folks. I want to thank you all for joining me for this live stream chat, and I hope you'll come back again and join me next week. We'll have another prize for those of you who are on the chat. And let me know if in the comment section, you can always send me any further suggestions for those thumbnail titles at moondogairsoft@gmail.com. All right, folks. We'll see you next week, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and get your contest entries in at moondogindustries.com/contest. All right. Take care. God bless. Moondog out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.